Hello everybody and welcome to the Boxing Locker. I am Matt Goddard, former professional boxer, now boxing coach, all the usual spiel. And today I'm going to talk about the Lomachenko-Ortiz fight. And more specifically, is Vasily Lomachenko a spent force? Is he done? Is he past the pinnacle of his career? Is he over the hill, past his best? Has he struck out for good now? His performance against Jermaine Ortiz was considered by many to be lackluster, unimpressive, and he got very lucky to get the decision. I personally felt he did win. I thought he did enough to get the win. I thought if you take into account his defense, how many punches he was blocking and catching, how few shots were landing cleanly and doing decisive damage, then I think he came through the win. However, it was a very close fight. Now, there is a few factors here that we need to take into consideration with that fight. One, Ortiz is a former sparring partner of Lomachenko. Now, what does that tell us? A lot of people would say that that gives Lomachenko the advantage. Ortiz is a young, up-and-coming, very high-potential fighter. Okay, he's full of skills. He's full of heart, and this was a big opportunity for him. It's not like Robert Helenius and Deontay Wilder, where Deontay Wilder is in there with a former sparring partner who's been through the ringer quite a few times, been knocked out quite a few times. It's no real surprise. Ortiz, young, unbeaten, hungry, and he's gained lots of experience from Lomachenko. What you've also got to remember is it works both ways. So whilst Lomachenko understands Ortiz's style, it's the same the other way. All them rounds they've done together means that each have the other just slightly more figured out than you would normally be. Okay, so that's factor one that comes into play. Okay, it's a more difficult fight than normal because both guys know each other well. Number two that comes into play, Lomachenko is at best a generous best, a super featherweight. Ideally, a featherweight. The guy is tiny. If you saw the boxing, you actually watched the boxing match and you saw the post-fight in the ring interview when Devin Haney and Lomachenko matched up, Haney looked like he was a foot taller and a foot wider. I mean, it's a ridiculous size difference. The fact that Lomachenko is doing and has done the things he's done at lightweight against the guys he's boxing is crazy. I mean, it's not just about height, it's about size. His frame is tiny. He looks minuscule compared to these guys, which also had an impact in the Ortiz fight. Ortiz had better range, kept it nice and long, looked a lot taller, looked a lot stronger. It didn't play out towards the end of the fight when Lomachenko, as he always does, starts coming through and having more success. But you know, that's definitely a factor. The physical disparity between Lomachenko and these lightweight guys. The final thing to remember is this guy has had a long, extensive career as an amateur and as a professional. I mean, the guy was boxing for a world title in his second professional fight against an extremely experienced, rugged and devastating professional in Orlando Salido, who basically hit him in the nuts about 15 times in the fights, hit him around the back of the head, was just doing all the things that old experienced pros know they can get away with to break him down. Had that fight happened 2 or 3 fights later, would he have beat him? I don't think so. I think Lomachenko would have devastated him. But look, it's a learning experience, and he's only progressed and improved from there. Things he's done to guys like Nicholas Walters, in the Rigondo fight, all of these kind of factors, they're enormous. I mean, his resume is unquestionably one of the best in modern boxing, especially because he always wants whatever great fights he can get. And you've got to admire that. You've absolutely got to admire that. Now, what's next for Lomachenko? Is he over the hill? Is the Devin Haney fight going to be a step too far for him? Absolutely not. I think you'll see Lomachenko at his best in that fight. I think you'll see him sharpen up. Does that mean I think he'll win? Not necessarily. I think it's a very difficult fight. I think Devin Haney is an exceptional talent. He's got a great skill set. He's good at maintaining distance and range. He's got enough power to let you feel it. Not a devastating puncher, but enough to make you feel the shots. He's a good counter puncher and he moves exceptionally well. The other fight that's been mentioned is Shakur Stevenson. I think that would be a great fight. I think Stevenson, for me, is probably pound for pound the future of boxing. Will it be a bit too early from Lomachenko? I don't think so. I think that might be just the right balance between Shakur on the rise and Loma on the decline. To be categorically clear, Lomachenko is 100% on the decline. He is not the fighter he was 6-7 years ago. However, all of those factors I mentioned previously are all contributing to that. You know, his age, the size difference, the natural physical size difference. And another thing I should mention is that year out of the ring. You know, he has a year out of the ring while he's fighting in the Ukraine, and all of a sudden, his ring craftsmanship is diminished. His fitness, all of these factors that all come into it, all that compound themselves when you're constantly training, when you're staying in the gym, staying fit, you lose that. And I think, again, that's another contributing factor. So there we have it. Is Lomachenko's career at an end? I do not think so. I think we'll probably see him for 2, 3, maybe even 4 more fights. But that for me, that will be the end of him. He can't go up to light welterweight. It's far too far. Fights I would have liked to have seen happen. The Haney fight, when they were looking for it all them years ago. I would have loved to see the Mikey Garcia fight when Garcia was at his prime. I would have loved to see Adrian Broner down at lightweight boxing against Lomachenko. That would have been great. But, you know, all of these things, pie in the sky. Just things that would have been cool. Anyway, so that is my thoughts on Lomachenko. Unbelievable boxer, unbelievable talent. One of the greatest to ever do it with regards to ring craftsmanship and how he uses his boxing abilities to manipulate and control other guys. He's probably going to be viewed in a real sort of negative or positive light, a bit like the Mayweather thing. You know, people tend to be divided for no real justifiable reason other than it's popular to have an opinion that's different to other people, or to down talk people that have achieved great things, strangely. And I think the same will happen for Lomachenko. But he should be remembered fondly because he's done some great things for boxing. Devin Haney is next, in my opinion. I think that fight's a given. They should get that signed, get it made, and let's see it in 3 to 4 months. And I'd be very, very excited for that fight. I will make a prediction video the minute that fight is announced. Until then, have a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Have a great day, everybody.